Paris is the founder of And She Bakes Too. She's a self-taught baker operating out of Chicago's Portage Park. Woman owned, community rooted, and carrying family recipes that were never meant to stay inside four walls. She has been featured in Black Club Chicago. She ships nationally, she caters, and she shows up Thursday through Sunday without fail. Today, we're sitting down to talk about what it really looks like to build something with that kind of heart and keep it standing.
Yes, welcome.
So I'm here with Paris, and she is making
A freezer box cheesecake with some red and some blue for the 4th of July.
love cheesecake. I'm excited for this.
Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna make a little flag with the blueberries, and then the stripes I'm gonna do the stripes with the
Strawberry.
I mean, one thing I love about this and about baking in general, some stuff you can get wrong, but
That's the part that I do.
yeah, but some of it, it's like you can just be creative how you want, and like it'll come out all right. It's just about intention.
Absolutely. Is cheesecake one of your favorites?
You know what? No, like my favorite, honestly, are my cookies. Like, there's a couple things where I'm just like, I crave it and I gotta have it right now. But like on any given day, I really, really want my brown butter chocolate chip cookie. Like
very specific. I like that.
Yeah, it's so good.
I like chocolate chip cookies, and I've had your cookies.
Yes.
Really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is coming out nice.
Right? At first I was like, I don't know. Honestly, I have not. This is my first year doing it. I've done a ton of different cheesecakes in the past. One of my favorite, fan favorite and customer favorite is the peach cobbler cheesecake. I'm excited about this.
It's coming out really nice.
Right?
Yeah.
I was skeptical at first. I'm like, oh, am I really going to be able to pull it off?
Here you are.
But that's like, I feel like that's business in general. Like, it's just so many things that happen, and you're like, can I do this? Can I pull it off?
And you get to show your creative side.
Right?
Yummy.
And there it is.
Cheesecake for the 4th of July. Like I mentioned, I'm here with Paris. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for coming.
And we're all going to learn a little bit more about And She Bakes Too. So, Paris, would you mind sharing a little bit about yourself for the viewers?
Yes. So, again, I'm Paris Clark. I am a born and raised Chicagoan, but I always consider myself a honorary Southerner. I attended Spelman College for a bachelor's in psychology. I had a career within the nonprofit sector for a couple years until, like I tell everyone, baking took over. I used to bake as a way of, just coping with like the busyness of life and like transitioning through things. And it was like a really good stress reliever. But of course, I was good at it. And I learned baking and cooking from my grandmother, and a lot of the recipes that she's like passed through the family. But I was the first one to like actually like make it like physical.
Right.
Because a lot of times within like Black families, it's really, recipes are really oral history. No one really knows the measurement of like how much sugar, how much this, how much that. Is really kind of like a feeling. And so with me starting the business and, getting things up and running, I really had the opportunity to like make some consistency within the family legacy of recipes. So
your grandma is a spark that made you consider doing this.
Yes.
Was she a baker or was she more like a cook? Or did she do both?
She did both. Only, for our families and things, but Food has always been a huge like love language within my family. My grandfather's birthday is the 4th of July, which is tomorrow. And ever since I can remember, there's always been huge parties at our home. We've always hosted multiple barbecues and cookouts throughout the year, Christmases and Thanksgivings, and like just every holiday was always a big deal within our home. And there was always an introduction of like a new recipe. And
So
she
food is
executed
how you
it.
guys connected
Correct.
around the dinner table.
Yes.
That is so nice.
Yes.
How many siblings?
I do. I am the oldest of six. I'm actually a twin.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
A twin
Identical?
girl, fraternal.
Oh,
28 minutes apart. That does count. But yeah, I'm the oldest. Yeah, my sister.
Does she cook as well, or
No.
does she bake?
No.
So you took all of that.
Yes.
Is she the taster? Because I'm the taster. I was telling Paris that my mom was a cook also before she retired, and I'm not necessarily the best cook. I dabble, but I'm a taster. So, and Paris was saying like, that's also a very valuable role.
It is. It is. She'll taste.
Okay.
But and no, she don't cook. No.
So how is it like in terms of the younger generation? I know you mentioned your grandma was the one who kind of led that or had that role for the family, bringing them together. How is it? Are you that person in this new generation?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely the one in the family where when it's time for the holidays, everyone's like, "Oh, Paris, what are you cooking?" Or like, "What's on the menu?" Because they know that I like watched and really cook and bake like she does. And to me, that's the highest honor I believe I can have because like that's a big deal. It's one thing to cook and do it well, but it's a gift when you can replicate the love in it because that's essentially what it is.
Yes.
Like the taste and the remembering of and the feeling that you can invoke in others. It's a love thing. So I'm like, okay, I know I made it because I can replicate the love that she puts in it. So
And then the family sees that in you also.
right.
So them looking to you as that source of connection and it's like they already gave you that role. So that is an
Absolutely.
honor.
It is.
Yeah. So tell us about taking that love and passion for cooking and baking and what made you decide to want to turn that into a business?
Yes. Oh my God. So back in this story, it starts in 2019. I was a operations manager for middle school. It was very, very stressful for me at the time. I was like, young to have the type of responsibility that I did have. And like I said, I began to bake. Baking really took over. And I had that feeling of just pure bliss and happiness while I was baking, while I was cooking, preparing. I'm just like, oh, this is what I love. Like I want to do this. And it seems like the more things got stressful, the more I baked, and it just kind of took over. And I said, I'm done. I quit. I didn't have any job. I didn't have anything lined up. But I'm like, I want to bake. I want my own bakery. This is it. I'm done. And I quit. That was it. And I thought at the moment that I would because I had like some money saved up and different things. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a bakery by the end of 2020 or like fall of 20 or. And then COVID hit like in the beginning. And I still baked. But it was also a really good time because I picked up a lot of like solid customers during COVID because everybody was inside, but like people were still celebrating birthdays. People were still having like small intimate gatherings and still wanting to, bring some type of normalcy within like the chaos. And so I baked and people would place orders online and I was baking in my apartment at the time. And I just kept it rolling. And it wasn't until 2024 January of 2024, there was a grant application that came out through the city of Chicago where they offered small businesses an opportunity to have like a free storefront. So the city's grant would pay for like a year's worth of free rent and utilities as a way to like allow the business to like get ahead and like get adjusted. For me with food, that's a whole nother story. But it was a perfect opportunity. I was awarded the opportunity through the Portage Park Chamber of Commerce because the grants were given to the different chambers within like each community, and they really wanted like a neighborhood bakery. And so they found me on the list, and the rest is history. I've been in this space for like a year and a half, and it's been fun.
Wow, that's a beautiful story, and I love that you're able to stick to what you wanted to do, even though COVID was happening. Like you did not let that deter you. You did not let that change your mind. You didn't question, did I really need to leave that job? You stuck to your guns, and here it is paying off for you. So congratulations on knowing what you want and going after it, and see how support came in. I think it's important for whenever you're going through a hard time to look at how things align for you. Right? You did not at the time you were operating from your apartment, and you knew this is what you wanted to do, and here comes this grant. And of course, there's multiple people that apply for grants.
Of course.
And you got the opportunity. So when you made that decision that, you know, I want to do baking, I want to have my own thing, here comes life saying, I'm going to help you.
Yes, it's true. I think the other day I kind of reminded myself, I'm like, okay, which direction do I want to go? And then something was like telling me, like, you can go in any direction. Like, you have the free will. And I'm like, but how is this going to happen? And then something reminded me, like, you know, you're always supported. The universe is always going to support you. And whatever it is that you want to do, you'll be supported. So just do it.
And you don't need to know the how.
Correct.
You just need to, I always say you don't need to know the how, you just need to know the what. Right? And the details, a lot of times, from my personal experience, the details work out better than what I would have planned. You know, you just have to be open and again, know what you want and make that decision.
Make the decision.
I want to take it back a little bit to starting your business, right? And I know, it's fun and you're passionate about it and you're enjoying what you're doing. But starting a business can be hard. There are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of things that need to be in place. And I'm sure you weren't in a baking role before. So you said you were doing operations, completely different than being in the kitchen, right? What are some of the things that you initially, when starting out, had to take a step back and say, I want to do this, but I want to do this the right way. So let me put these things in order. What did that initial beginning look like for you?
Oh my God. So many things. Of course, obviously, like the legitimate piece of it, especially with like a storefront, you know. Actually, I always tell my friends, like, I feel I have a higher self, and my higher self prepares me for a point in time that I don't know anything about until it comes into play. So years ago, even before 2019, I created a binder for myself with all like the rules and like all the things that you would need, printed from the website from the city of Chicago. And it had like the outline of like, you know, you need this license and you need this insurance and you need this and this and that. So when that opportunity came,
you were ready.
I was already ready. I had the binder. I knew, okay, I need this license. Now, of course, actually going through the motions, nobody can prepare you for. But like what I needed, I already knew because it was there.
Wow. And even you sharing that, it's like you are a year plus in. And you've had success. Like you're a growing business, you're doing well, your stuff is amazing. So I expect nothing but great things from her. But I want you to see, as you're sharing about your experience, the way you saw that you prepared, even though you didn't know what you were preparing for, you got ready, right? That is very significant because even now you're doing it, but there's another level that is going to come for you, another level of growth, another level of service that you're going to be providing. And even now, while you're doing something different, you're still in ways preparing for that because you're going to be ready for when that comes.
Correct.
Right? And Paris is a single person team.
Yes.
So all the amazing cookies and desserts and stuff that she makes, this is all from her labor of love, and she is running this show by herself. So tell us a little bit about what it's like working independently on something that you believe in. And I know it's challenging, right? Yes. Entrepreneurship is hard. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of resilience. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of blocking out the noise and not being distracted and knowing where you're going and making sure you count those small wins because those things keep you moving. They count. So considering all of that, how do you do it? Like, and mind you, she's not selling a product that is like, she buys this in bulk and then she sells it. She is creating every single thing by hand, from scratch, with her family recipe. So apart from it tasting amazing, she wants it to be an actual reflection of what her family tradition is. So how do you navigate all of that? What does a day look like for you?
Girl. Look, I'm like, first, how do I do it? Honestly, it's daunting. It can be very daunting at times. But it really is prayer. It's prayer. And I know some people, like, I don't know, I guess shy away from not even just religion, but just grounding yourself into a higher being or a higher state of being. Honestly, that's the only thing that has kept me. Because for me, physically, myself, I feel like I would have quit so many times. Like, there's so many hurdles, whether it was within the business, whether it was things happening in my family, emergencies, whether it's my own health, because I've had my own health issues in the midst of growing. There's so many times where I'm like, okay, is this the moment? Is this where I quit? Is this where I stop? And then I get a big order. And then that next customer comes in, or like one of my regulars comes in and we catch up. And then they just rave about whatever it was the last time they were in that they had and they want it again. Or they told like 10 other people something about what it is that I'm doing. And it's not just like the banana pudding, which is like, that's like my top seller. But it's the stories and the community and like being able to like connect people. Like there's so many different people that have met others just from like stopping in here, or like whether I formally introduce them or they just start like speaking to one another. It's just grounding others in like the importance of us meeting each other over food, over dessert.
We've learned so much about your business and about your journey in how you started, where it moved from your why, the job that you were before, and deciding to do something on your own and preparing for that, right? Even though you didn't know how it would end up. So it would be nice if you could leave some helpful tips with someone, I guess ideally someone who wants to come out and do their own business, or they're thinking about starting but feel unprepared.
Yes.
What would be some insights that you could give them to help make it a bit easier?
Absolutely. I would say to any entrepreneur, whether they are into baking or cooking, or even if they're in tech or consulting, anything where you're going out on your own and embarking on something that you haven't before, I would advise to, one, don't go in it for the money. Not initially. All the things, I had a professor at Spelman that always, I think every class, she used to repeat and say like, do what you love and the money will follow. Do what you want and the money will follow. And I remember, because she said this our senior year, Dr. Francis, and I'm like, what does she mean? You know, we're about to graduate and we want to like make all this money and pay our loans and all the things. But you have to really make sure whatever it is, whatever sector or industry that you go into, that it's going to fulfill you. Because that is the only thing at times that will keep you and like keep you consistent on the path, or like keep you like grounded when you're hitting some obstacles or all the things aren't going right and you just want to throw in the towel. You know that whatever it is that you're doing fulfills you. And like, yes, money can fulfill you. Money gives you resources. It gives you opportunity. And sometimes it can buy you some things that you may not be able to buy when you're at a certain level. But it's about a higher level of peace, you know, just a calmness. Because I know even on my most stressful days, on the days where it's just like, this feels impossible, I don't know how this is going to get done, I've done all I can do, I still have this sense of peace that like I brought joy to someone else. And like me, even just operating as a baker brings me like just this different type of joy and peace.
Thank you, Paris, for spending time today, for having me in your store, for all the sweet treats that I've had so far from you, and for just being someone that is an example of going after what you want and making a positive impact in your community and continuing your family's legacy.
Yes.
Through food, which is a big deal. I feel like that is the most rewarding part to me of what you're doing, and I know they're very proud of you.
They are.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Inner Access.
Yes.
Please come out, support Paris, follow her on social media, support her bakery, and support other entrepreneurs out there trying to do what they need to do. She's left us with some helpful tips. So if you are looking to start a business, don't feel like it's too much. Take your time, pace yourself, follow your why, and go and get it.
Yes.